Pants out, and I got issues.
Oh yeah, those are good because the Lord Jesus. Now there's none of that.
And I got issues with Captain Marvel and the Carol Corps issue number 1. Ooh boy. This is a book that exists. It's written by Kelly Sue DeConnick. Yes, that chick who is like, if you don't like my politics, go buy my book. That same chick. I have this written by her. So I'm gonna go over this with the salad score. S is for story, A is for art, L is for lettering, A is for action, and D is for drama. All right, how does this book compare? All right, chat. So the story starts, and we have an all-female team of fighter pilots following Captain Marvel, and it seems like they're doing some sort of training montage. Like, I can't tell what they're doing, training montage. But then they go into a base, and then they, actually, it looks like the Thor Corps is here, and Captain Marvel does her own thing, and then she encounters a chick named Kit, who is part of the Thor Corps. And then they go back to base and are talking. Well, I guess the barracks. They go back to the barracks and they're chatting. And there's this chick who's like, "Science, there's a thing that hey, you have to be careful because there's a thing. Science, don't you know? I have evidence, right? But that's blasphemy. You can't do that. But it's science though. But it's blasphemy." Right? And it's like, it's kind of not clear. I should restate. It's hard to tell with how the dialogue is written what the fuck this science thing that they've encountered that is so blasphemous, but is science? Like, it's hard to tell. All I can tell is that this chick is doing blasphemy according to these chicks. And then now they're in the air again, and they're going to go against a ship, and they're instructed by higher ups to hit missiles at the ship, and this particular person above Captain Marvel is like, "Hey, you got to do this," and Captain Marvel's like, "But why? Don't you know the dangers?" And then they're like, "Are you defying orders?" And she's like, "No, but I'm here to explain why I'm right." And they're like, "Just do it." And she's like, "All right, fine, I guess." And then she goes in. She's always flying with these fighter pilots. The book doesn't explain why. Isn't she supposed to be saving the universe? It doesn't explain why, honestly. But the fighter pilots have a missile go at a boat. And it's like, oh no, what happened to Captain Marvel? Is she dead? Obviously not. She's fucking Captain Marvel. And then Captain Marvel, like, saves a person. And then now they're in the barracks, and Captain Marvel takes this person that they saved to the barracks, and then they're having a chat. They're like, "This guy is Cole. We gotta save this dude. I gotta find where they're hiding. I gotta find out where they're hiding. Let's go." And then that's pretty much the end of the issue. So, oh my goodness. I have so many questions about the story. First of all, Captain Marvel and the Carol Corps? You would think, maybe all these chicks are named Carol. No, they're actually not. We have Maggie, Jolene, Helen, and Geraldine. Geraldine? Whatever the fuck. So there's not more than one Carol in this fucking comic book. Who the fuck are the Carol Corps? I assume that there are a bunch of Carols, but there's not a bunch of Carols in this comic book. So I'm like, I'm confused. And then we're introduced to Thor Corps. Okay, obviously it's a bunch of Thors, which leads me to think, how many fucking Mjolnir hammers are being made in the Heart of Stars? How many Heart of Stars are there to make the infinite Mjolnir hammers? Like, and also there is some exposition of this chick. She's like, "Oh yeah, I got chosen by this hammer. Did you know that the hammer was forged in the center of a star? It's like fucking everyone knows this who's read Thor, okay? Why are you doing this? Why are you explaining things to me I already know about the universe? It's like, what is this supposed to be, baby's first comic book? It's not. It's not a good introductory comic book to anything, actually. It just feels like the Thors just appear out of nowhere. And it's like, okay, cool. And then they're just, who cares about them? It is literally one, like we got a whole page spread, 1 page, 2, 3, and then gone. Who fucking cares about the Thor core? No more mention of Thor core in this book whatsoever. And I'm like, you're introducing a whole bunch of things and then not at all. You're not at all going back onto them. You're supposed to introduce a concept and then like flesh out that concept. You're not supposed to like introduce a concept and then introduce another concept and introduce another concept and then have it all be all muddied. And then by the end of it, I'm like, wait, what the fuck's this book about? It's not clear who they're fighting. Why are they fighting? Why are they in fighter jets? Like, I get that they're in fighter jets, but I am not exactly sure what they are fighting against in this because it's not very clear. Oh boy. This dialogue, though. I'll talk about more of the dialogue when I get to the lettering section. But the story is just so confusing. It's so hard to tell what's happening. And it's just like, it's just so much information thrown at you. And it's just like, I'm supposed to retain all of this information? What? It was hard to retain information. I had to read this twice to even get anything out of it. I had to read this twice. Oh, what a punishment. Anyway, let's go to the art. So the first thing I noticed about the art is, oh god, the ugly shading, the ugly panel styles, the ugly colors. There is just so ugly. It doesn't look appealing. I'm not sure what they're thinking with the shading color. The shading, if you're not a digital artist, the shading that they use is they have the color layer and then they have the multiply layer. They have another layer that they change the blending mode to multiply, and then you can change the opacity to like 20 to 60%. I just, it's not good. Like, there's certain colors you should choose when you're coloring with a multiply layer. Like, you should choose like pinks or blues or purples or like maybe red, but you should never choose like yellow or green because then it's going to look weird, or even black because that's just going to look weird unless that's the intent you're going for with the color book, with the coloring in the comic book. But this, it looks like I can't tell what color they shaded it with. I feel like they used a green. They used like a yellow green, dark yellow green kind of color for the shading, and so it just looks bad. It's just so bad. It looks ugly. I'm like, oh god, it's gonna be like this the entire time. And I get it. I don't know what type of color palette they're going for. Maybe they're going for the analogous, and then they have like some. Then they have the Captain Marvel. But I feel like if you're going to go for that color palette, you should choose prettier colors because these colors look like trash and they're gross. And I don't want to look at this comic book. Also, the paneling, the way that the paneling's done, right? I really don't like this style of paneling because it's like at the very top because it really just blends into her hair. Like, I feel like if it's supposed to be the first thing I'm reading, please make it like a color that stands out, please. Like, it doesn't stand out at all. I'm like, oh, I was supposed to read that. Okay, cool. They're in drills. Awesome. Wow, I'm reading a book about chicks doing drills in a plane. Also, here's another story thing that I forgot to mention. Did you know Captain Colonel? Did you know the captain is a colonel? Captain Marvel is a colonel? Yeah, she's a fucking colonel. Colonel Carol Danvers, squadron leader, call sign captain. Look, I don't know if colonel or captain is the top rank, but if you're given a rank, I feel like you should be called that rank because all these chicks are like, oh, Captain Marvel, and I feel like it's just kind of disrespectful to the ranking system to call somebody who is a colonel a captain, you know, and just continue to do that. It just seems disrespectful. You're calling her by the wrong title, and her call sign is Captain Marvel, which is a different title than fucking Colonel Marvel. I don't get it. Also, let's continue with the dialogue. It's just so okay. This is so ugly. It's filled with ads, whatever. This probably is the best part of the entire comic book. Is when we have all the Thor cores coming and there's a huge explosion. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the best part. These colors are ugly when they go to the barracks. Like, yeah, I get it. You're supposed to be muted tones, but like, can you please like choose different colors that don't look so ugly? Ugh. Like, I'm looking at this and I just want to throw up looking at this comic. It's so bland in color, and the way that it's drawn. Oh man, there's some especially in this page, it is so noticeable. They like really messed up on her eye spacing. Like right here, right? You have Captain Marvel. Her eyes are pretty far apart. Very far apart eyes. And then her normal size eyes. They're not the same distance apart, and they're the same fucking page. The same page, and this happens throughout the entire fucking comic book, and it just makes me sad. It makes me sad. It makes me so sad. So there's a lot of mistakes like that. A lot of line inconsistencies between panels, between pages. They're supposed to be the same character, but they're not drawn the same. Overall, it's just not good. Honestly, I just don't like the art at all. It just looks so ugly. And why would anyone pick this up? Who thought that this was a good idea? Oh, yeah, let's color it and draw it like that. It's so amazing. We should do it. Ooh. I'm like, no, this is bad. I hate it. Oh, man, let's go to the lettering chat. Let's go to lettering. So the lettering, I kind of said a little bit about it on these top parts, but the dialogue is the most chick shit I've ever seen. I mean, they're talking to each other in the most chickly ways. First of all, she's going to do the thing. She's going to do the thing. Do you think she's going to do the thing? Ooh, you don't know if she's going to do the thing. I'm like, what the fuck is the thing? And then she does the thing. Apparently, this is the thing. And she's like, oh, she did a thing. I'm like, that is the least. I am underwhelmed. Oh my goodness. I'm like, this is supposed to be the thing. You're going to hype this panel up? Wow. Awesome. She did the thing. Who fucking cares? Also, she's like, I swear to doom Helen, the next time I have to listen to Kenny Long and tell me about the danger zone, I am coming for you. And it's like, it's just snotty woman dialogue. Pretty much written the entire time. All the characters are written the same snotty way. Also, there's these. What's different? We have this panel style right here up top, but then we have another type of panel style up top, which is supposed to be Carol Danvers' internal dialogue, I think. But oh boy, there's a page where I'm like, wait, it kind of cuts off her thoughts. So she's like, Ultron's on a boat. Something doesn't. ... Right? Something doesn't. What could you say? And then it goes to the fucking next box. Yours is not to question, Carol. Yours is not to question, Carol. How the fuck is that a transitionary thought? How does this make sense? How does this connect? It doesn't. The answer is it doesn't. And then trust, but verify. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? Yours is not to question, Carol. Trust, but verify. This is bad. You can tell this is really bad. Oh my goodness. And there's some woman shit, right? Like she's back talking to her higher up. Let me see if I can find that actually. Oh, she's like, we have a ship incoming on the border. Its intent is malicious. you better take your flight plan and deal with it. Take the core and destroy it. And then she's like, can I speak freely? Sure. How do you know the ship's intent? Did you just question my orders? No, sir. I was just wondering if there's a reason we should destroy it and not capture not capture casualties. Are not your concern, Captain. And I'm like, bitch, shut up. Bitch, shut up. Finally, a fucking guy in this comic book. Everybody else is females except for this guy and the dude that she saves at the end. And this guy's like, bitch, what the fuck are you doing? Don't question me. And I'm also like, don't question him. Why the fuck are you questioning him? So, and then she's like, all right, sure, I'll do it. And then she saves that guy from the ship. And that's what she does. Also, I should mention before I go on to the action section, whenever there's the Thor core comes, there's like a different type font too. The different type font, sure, yes, all grown up. And then there's a type font. Weed Kit, who once worshipped the captain, is now as nearly equal as the captain is among those from Hollow Field, you know? Look, I feel like that's like the only good thing about this comic is that they change the type font when it's encountering Thor core. And then everything else is pretty much the same type font after that point. That's the only good thing. That's the only good decision they made in this book. All right, let's go to the action. So the action is they're in drills. They're doing drills, and then Captain Marvel does the thing. She bounces from ship to ship, which is the thing, I guess. And it's so awesome that they have to call it the thing, which is, look, if there were dudes writing this dialogue, they would be like, oh, she's about to crash into those planes or whatever. Say what she's about to do. Look, I can't even make it up on the top because I'm a woman, okay? I shouldn't be writing dialogue. Men should be writing dialogue. And I'm thinking, this is such chick shit. She did the thing. That's some internet shit I've seen online. Like on Tumblr. Oh my goodness, she did the thing. I love it. You know, it's Tumblr shit. It is just Tumblr shit. Oh, man. And then also the action, we got some of the Thor core. The action seems a little disjointed from each other because we got some action and then, we got to go see what's happening at this flame. And wow, she's there. Cool. And then some dialogue, I guess. That's the dramatic part, is the dialogue in between. And then more action is her defying orders. Boom. There's some action there. And then there's some suspense. Oh no, is Captain Marvel okay? Obviously she is. And we have the higher ups being like, she'll be fine. Get the fuck out of there. And wow, she got the guy. Oh no, there's some action. She got the guy inside and then leaves off on a awful note. So the action is, they go vroom in the sky and then explosion. Awesome, cool, who cares? Then we got the drama. The drama, oh god, it's so bad. They're trying to figure out like what all these chicks are saying. Oh, I got access to the scanners. Oh, let's go listen to the scanners. What were they saying on the scanners? Isn't that crazy? Wow, what do you know the intention of the people? Ooh, look, they're talking on the scanners. What could they possibly be saying on the scanners? Oh, there's a star that formed in the middle. Oh, something got formed in the middle of the star. Oh, that's cool. Can we like figure it out what they're saying on the scanner through everybody saying parts of what they said on the scanner through their dialogue? Like it. They're all like asking questions, but the way that they're asking questions is so like it's so chickly. It's so chickly. Oh man. It's just I can feel the sass from their dialogue. Their dialogue is so sassy and they shouldn't be talking to each other in this way, but they are. And it makes me think, oh man, I wonder if Kelly Sue DeConnick has ever met somebody in the military. Because they don't talk to each other like this. Fucker. This is an experience of a book. I don't know, man. Is this better than Isom? Though, I don't. It shouldn't exist. It should not exist. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grade it. Let's have a grading. Let's grade this, chat. S for story. Oh, God. Is there even one? It's a 2. Action is god-awful. It's a 2. Art. Well, the art is god-awful, but at least it's drawn. It's not 3D assets. It gets a 2. The lettering it's all right, I guess, but there are some points where I'm like, I fucking hate the placement of the letters here, and I don't like the text boxes at the top, and it's not clear. It's just how the fuck did Marvel publish this? I don't know. Maybe their standards have lowered. This is a 2. And then the action is so... It seems so pointless, but it's drawn, so it's a 2. And then... Oh my goodness, the dialogue is so chickly, and it's not realistic at all. But it seems like to me there's the tiniest bit of plot in the dialogue. So it gets a 2. So, this book, Captain Marvel and the Carol Corps, it gets a 10 out of 25 on the salad score, chat. And I'm so angry with this. I don't even want it to exist. I don't even want it. Chat. I don't want it. It needs to die.